When I was 5, I had my life pretty well planned out, exactly how it was going to go. And I decided to actually draw it out in chart form during art class in kindergarten, right before Nancy Gimbel's birthday cupcake snack time. And I kept it around, so I still have that. 5 years old, sure, that's achievable, why not? 13 years old, what's that guy doing? Why is he lost all the time? There's no excuse for that. 24 years old, of course, it's a no-brainer, still stands. 30 years old. And then just to make sure that people knew that this was legit from when I was 5, I had it notarized on the back there so people would be aware. Now, my life didn't go exactly this way. Not exactly. It didn't go not exactly this way, but it didn't go exactly. And that can be a little disheartening, even though it's a little ridiculous to think that you can, at any point in your life, plan out how the rest of it's going to go. And this can be especially disheartening if you're 30 years old and still trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up, or if you'll grow up, or what growing up means in like a cosmic sense, and whether or not there's value in that, in the norms that society has placed on people as far as schedules go, on life events, and when you should achieve, what you should achieve, and what you should want to achieve, and why you should want to achieve it, and that there's a ladder somewhere that you're supposed to be climbing, but it's like missing steps and rungs, and you don't know why you're even climbing it, and you don't even know what's at the top. Why are you climbing that ladder? Who cares about ladders? Why not take an elevator? Well, because that's too easy. You don't want to take the easy way, because then that's less value there. That doesn't teach you how to work hard. Well, that's fine, but what if you build the elevator and then it takes you to the top quicker? You know, but like, there's a lot of questions to be answered there, I think. Now, eventually, all of us figure out all of these things about when you're supposed to have your career figured out, and when you're supposed to settle down and have kids, and when you're supposed to retire. It's all made up. And there may be some good examples in the past from how things have gone for certain people, and you can learn from that. That's all good and well. But there's no really set in stone rules. You can think that with your logical brain, but your emotional brain doesn't always listen to that. And when we start forgetting what we know to be true and start acting on what we feel to be true, you can incur a lot of anxiety and panic right in that little area right there between the disconnect of logical and emotional. When you get in those times where you feel like you've already missed your chance, everything that's important in life is already behind you, and that you're playing catch up essentially, the tendency is to try to work as fast as possible and learn as much as you possibly can and put it all into practice all at the same time, and to become a master at everything ASAP, right then and there. It's essentially like a vicious cycle of feeling bad and then trying to do something and not doing as good at it as you'd like because you're not kind of fully mentally there, and then feeling worse because of that, and then dipping lower and lower. It's that self-eating snake kind of thing, except it's not even the snake anymore. It's the crap of the snake eating itself, so it's like the snake crapping itself out. You're like a snaky crap ring. I've tried to find loopholes to get around taking your time and learning things slowly and practicing, and every time they turn out to be snaky crap rings. Now, sometimes life in general, just the general, normal, everyday progression of life, or some huge cataclysmic changing for better or worse events in your life suck all of the energy right out of you. And it gives you a real case of the couchy taters. If you're anything like me, that looks a lot like laying around, sitting around the house in your pajamas, watching TV shows, movies, video games, and contemplating the meaning of life and feeling really, really guilty and anxious and like you need to figure everything out right then and there or not at all. And there's this weird buzzing energy that can happen inside of you where you want to do everything and nothing all at once. And it's a real sense of stagnance that happens. Now, here's the point of all this. Those moments are probably there because you need to rest. And they need to happen just as much as the moments where you're actually making progress and getting something done and feeling pretty decent about whatever you're achieving or trying to achieve. They're going to happen. And when you need to rest and take a break, try not to make yourself feel like crap the whole time that it's happening. And actually maybe rest. And usually, if you do allow yourself to rest, you'll come out on the other side getting more done than you would have if you would have just tried to work straight through it. So give yourself a little bit of grace, a little bit of patience, and a little bit of a guiltless break when you can. Now, here is the really hard part. There's a line that can be crossed between rest and break and laziness, apathy, procrastination. That line's real fuzzy, and you really got to try your best to avoid it. And to do that and not feel guilty at the same time is hard to do. Here is the 100% guaranteed way to avoid procrastination, laziness, apathy. Step number 1, get up.